Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Three Count Radio. And today I have the one-time Futureshock Women's Champion, Hollie Barlow.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Fantastic. Absolutely
Good.
fantastic. How do we feel now that gyms are open? Because you've been I was going to say very vocal. It's probably not the right word. You've put on social media a lot with you doing home workouts.
Yeah, it was kind of, I started doing it for form checks because I was really struggling with my form and I thought I would check it all before I start going back to the gym again. Because I started a new gym before lockdown. So I was a bit skeptical about going back and like my form being really crap. And then it kind of just became like an accountability thing of like, I'm doing this, I'm really trying hard. Like I enjoyed posting the workouts and people was like messaging me saying they were motivated because I was posting them. So I thought it was nice to help people out during lockdown because I know times are really difficult. So it was really nice to know that I was helping people and I kind of felt that motivated me to carry on doing them. And then I started like posting music over them that I just thought was really cool, and people were like, oh, you know, this is really cheered up my day because the music, I've not heard it in like 5 years. So yeah, it was really nice, just kind of like just me doing a few squats in my room was just cheering people up. So yeah, it was really nice. And yeah, but it's so much better being back at the gym.
Oh,
I've missed it so much.
100%, yeah. I mean, it's motivational because a lot of people, myself included, I've got all the stuff at home. I've got everything. I think I might, because I'll have a bit of time between now and the radio, I think I might get a little bit in. But it's so difficult to motivate yourself in order to work out when you're at home.
It's so hard. There's so many distractions as well.
Yeah,
and I can't
distractions are like up there when you're working out.
Yeah, you can't just chill out. Like there'd be so many distractions, and my cat was always there. So I'd spend like half an hour rest breaks just cuddling my cat, and you know, it was kind of making the workout pointless because I was just sat on the floor with my cat. So it's nice kind of having the gym and not having distractions there that kind of like make my workout just useless, really, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't work out with my dog in the room because I'll be on the ground, like, you know, sit ups and all that, and it'll jump on me. It'll be like that on top. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
You just give up then, don't you? It's like, okay, I'll take it. I'm glad my gym doesn't have like a gym dog or anything because I'd be so screwed if it did. Like, I could never work out again. This wouldn't work for me.
No, everybody would just huddle in the corner around the dog. It'd be a local celebrity at that point. I did legs and a little bit of back with deadlifts yesterday, and
all right.
Because I see a personal trainer, and
all right,
she has been easing us back in with full body workouts, and I feel like yesterday was the first proper session back, and with the picture that you saw, you could see the toll it took on me. It was brutal, but I loved it. If you got me,
it's always a good thing when you're in your session like that. You know, you've done a good session, don't you?
Yeah. What would you say you like working the most in the gym?
In the gym, I really enjoy doing upper body. Like, it's just my favorite thing to do. There's so many different things like so many different exercises, because sometimes I find leg day is quite samey, you know, it's just the same few exercises, and it's kind of hard to get a bit of variation around leg day. But then recently I've got onto a new plan, and he's very like lower body focused. So that's been really beneficial for me to kind of like make my leg days more interesting, which has been a lot of fun because I've been able to I'm doing 3 lower body days and 2 upper body days, which I don't like, but it's not a long plan. So then once that's over, I'm going to carry on doing my upper body days. But my legs kind of progress a lot quicker than my upper body does. So I don't like working on it too much because I'd rather focus on my upper body and then kind of like let my legs kind of pick up the pace a bit. But it's probably back. I really, really enjoy working back. It's my favorite thing to do. But yeah, probably back. It's definitely back. It's my favorite. Yeah,
I enjoy back. I do like working back.
It's so much fun.
It's got to be legs for me.
Really?
I am that weirdo that enjoys leg day.
Oh
I'm that weirdo.
no. Leg days take me like twice as long as well because I'm just gassed the entire time. It's just
that's me with upper body. So message just come from my monitor. Okay, there you go. That's me with upper body. Like we did upper the other week. Like, last week we did upper. I was like, I was absolutely gassed. I was gone. Like, it's something about it. Like I don't know what it is. I need to do upper more than anything else because my legs aren't that shit. I excel at legs. Like before 3 months ago, before lockdown, I was hitting 200k on leg press and things like that. So I was
bloody hell. That's
pushing
really good.
quite heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm building back up to that now. Like, but I'm confident with legs, but upper body. I'm not so confident on upper body. I do like doing back though. I like deadlifts. I do like doing back.
Yeah, I've been implementing a lot of deadlifts into my workouts at the minute because I suffered from like a back injury a few years ago, so it's been really difficult for me to do like deadlifts because I'm really scared of injuring it again. And it usually gives me quite a few nags, but it's kind of been one of those things where like I know I need to work on it, and I know to get my back stronger, I need to kind of make the muscles around my back stronger. Yeah. So I've been trying to focus on like deadlifts. I've been doing RDLs a lot because they really hurt my lower back. So I've been trying to like work my way around doing them, and doing it so my back doesn't hurt. So yeah, I've been focusing a lot of stuff on like my lower back and trying to improve my strength from there. Because it only helped me wrestling as well anyway. Because it causes me a lot of jip when I wrestle. So I've been focusing on that a lot in the gym.
That's similar. That's quite similar to me with legs because when I was 18, I dislocated my knee numerous times.
Really?
Yeah. So I think that I do always say that's pretty much why I enjoy leg day.
Yeah.
Because because of the rehab, you kind of learn to enjoy it.
Yeah, because you have to do it all the time for rehab.
Yeah. So I think that's why I've got stronger legs than upper body, but I need to catch up with my body. Upper body needs to catch up, but yeah, I do understand needing to. I understand the concern because you don't want to hurt it again.
Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Just like I imagine that's what you're like with your knee. It's just it's very scary to because it's vulnerable. So
yeah, you become hyper aware of it, don't you?
Yeah, you really are. But then I think that. Sorry, go on.
Sorry. It's like once you injure something, it's like when I'm watching the rest of them and they land on the legs, I look at the knees like, oh no.
That's what I'm like with my back.
Aware.
Yeah. I might move, because this lighting is really bad. I'm gonna go on bed. The sun's like really badly in my eye. It's really hurting, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna switch places.
I'll make sure you're as comfortable as you can. No problem at all.
I think my cat's getting annoyed as well because I was resting on my cat's radiator bed, and she's just looking at me like she wants to kill me. So I don't think that's a good idea. She hates me so much. Right, I'm ready again.
So, a young Hollie Barlow growing up. Young Hollie Barlow, you are young, but young Hollie Barlow growing
still
up.
am, all right.
Probably wrong turn of phrase there. Who inspired you to start training?
So I feel like it's so cliche, isn't it? It's just like, yeah, this happened. But basically what happened was my brother was really into it, and he can't do any sport really because he's got really dodgy hips. So he was really into wrestling, and I was very close to my brother when I was younger. So I was around like 11, 12, and we started watching it together. And the first memory I have of it is Sheamus winning the championship against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. He won in like
13 seconds.
I can't remember how many seconds it was. But yeah, that was my first memory, and straight away I was like, oh my God, this is really cool. So maybe like a year after that, I tried to look around for wrestling schools. But obviously I was like 12, 13, so it wasn't going to happen. And I found like a little place down the road from me that did like Olympic wrestling and submission grappling and stuff like that. So I thought, that's a really good way to ease myself in. And to be honest, I thought it was real wrestling when I started because I was a child and I had no idea. So when I got in and they're doing all this stuff, I'm like, what's all this? Like, I'm really confused. So I started doing that for a bit, and then circumstances changed and I couldn't go anymore. But that was really, really interesting for me to learn how to do that sort of stuff. And then in 2015, I found Futureshock Academy in Manchester, and started wrestling. I'm very much a just try it before you what's the term now? You never know until you try it. So I was very much like, I'll try it. I might not like it, but I'll give it a shot. If I don't, then I've tried it. I'll move on in my life. And then my first session there, I just fell in love with it and kind of went from there. Yeah. So my brother inspired me to wrestle.
Ah, good. That's a different answer.
Is it?
Yeah, usually you think, oh, such a person, like such a wrestler, but I like it. I like the fact that it's your brother.
Yeah, I never really watched it before that, and I never knew about independent wrestling. I didn't know anything about that until I started training. And this one guy was like, "Oh, you're going to the show tonight?" And I said, "What? Like what show? Like a WWE show?" And he's like, "No, like the Futureshock show." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And then my mum used to take me to training, and she used to stay there whilst I trained. So she was like, "Oh, let's go down. We'll get some tickets on the doors, and we'll just go and sit and watch the show." And that was my first indie show. And I was just like, this whole other world of wrestling that I didn't know about, and I was so amazed. So that was really, really cool. And it's mad.
Futureshock was mine as well.
Was it?
2017. Yeah, Futureshock was my first real indie show. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I can't talk. Futureshock and Fighting Spirit mean a lot personally.
Yeah.
Futureshock for me, I've said it plenty of times before on this podcast. It's like I do feel like Futureshock's more like a family.
Yeah, I really hold it close to my heart. Like it's proper just there, really home promotion.
Yeah, you feel, even with the fans, the wrestlers, you feel close and you feel like a family of everyone. It's a really nice atmosphere.
I felt like that when I was kind of watching the shows as like a trainee fan, because I was only there. I started watching the shows after like a month of training. So I was still very much, I felt like a fan.
Yeah.
And that was how I felt. It was like, oh, this is really cool. Like it's such a nice little community. And I liked that aspect. The same people went to the shows and you kind of knew them, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
Yeah, it was the transition weird, like, because I can imagine watching as a fan, but like not without the wrestling experience behind you, and then you've got the wrestling experience, you're a wrestler yourself, and then you watch as a fan, but you're a wrestler. So it's like, do you look at it a bit weird, like a bit differently?
Oh yeah, like the minute I started wrestling, I watched wrestling completely different. Like it kind of ruins the illusion for you. Like,
yeah, I can imagine.
Part of me wishes I never became a wrestler, because I can't watch wrestling now and enjoy it. I mean, I can't. Like sometimes I enjoy it, and sometimes I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, I mean, I guess everyone does that, not just wrestlers, but I think when you're a wrestler, you're kind of watching it to learn, and you get bits from it, and you're watching it for like a learning experience and not just to enjoy it as a fan and just enjoying wrestling itself. So it is very it's different, and it's weird to then watch it with someone who is a fan. Like my brother is a fan, and when I watch it with him, it's just so weird because he's like, it's just a different atmosphere between us. But yeah, it was really, really weird. It was weird when I started watching the Futureshock shows as well, because it was that like in between of like a fan, but then I didn't want to be weird because I knew them, but I didn't know them, and it was really weird.
Yeah, that in between stage of just stepping into the business. Yeah.
Because like WWE is so far away. Like watching them that's a complete other world. But watching someone that in a few years you're going to be on those shows, like it's really weird to know that you're training with those guys that you're watching, and it was mad. It's a really weird experience.
So after a few years of training, you were to debut in 2018 on Tapped in July. What was it? What was that debut like? Especially considering it was the first ever Tapped show as well. So it's a pretty big debut.
Well, so I'd obviously taken a year out of wrestling before this, and I came back in the March. So about a month into my training coming back, I got pulled aside and was like, "Do you want to work this show in July?" And I was cacking my pants. I thought, I've just come back. I've had a year and a half off. I'm really, really fresh to wrestling again. Like I hadn't forgot anything, but I still felt really, really new. And like in a year, times can change so much in wrestling, and like people were coming in and out all the time. And I kind of felt like I was like an outsider again. So when I got asked, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know. And so I started going back to the shows again, just kind of get familiar with the people that was on there now. And then, yeah, I got all my gear ready, which was horrific. Like that, like I can't watch my debut back to the gear I was wearing because it's so embarrassing. But it was so, I can't even remember it. It's mad. It's just one of those experiences where it's so weird to me. I remember being backstage before my entrance hit, and I was talking to Lana Austin, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I'm not going out. Like, I'm not doing this. And she's like, what are you on about? And I was like, I feel like my stomach's going to come out and just fall out. Like, I can't do it. I'm going to throw it up. And I can't explain those nerves to anyone. Like, it's so, so nerve-wracking. There was just so much going through my head. And then I got out there and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I think I still had the nerves throughout the match because it was my first show there and it was tapped. So we didn't know what to expect because it was a new venue.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so, so good. It was the wildest experience of my life. And yeah, I loved it. I really enjoyed that.
I can imagine a debut for any show, like your debut match. I can imagine it being special. But I can't imagine those nerves though.
Oh no, the nerves are just so unbelievable. But it was so special because it's Futureshock. Like, you know, I started training there when I was 14, so it was kind of nice to be like the first time I ever wrestled is going to be on the show that I was kind of brought up on, and it felt really, really special, and it was nice. And everyone backstage had known me from being so young, so it was kind of like a nice moment for them because they'd seen me from this really petite little girl who couldn't do a wrist lock to be on the show, and it was such a nice experience. I loved it. It was really special.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, 2019, a couple of years ago, would, in my opinion, prove to be a breakout year for you, having so many brilliant matches, like standout matches.
Thank you.
I speak the truth. How would you sum? I've got a few of the matches highlighted. But
all right.
How would you like sum that year up? Because it was a big year.
It feels so far away now because obviously that was like the last proper year of wrestling, wasn't it? Like before the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And I was adamant that 2020 was going to be my year. Like I personally don't feel like 2019 was my breakout year because I was still kind of finding my feet. And in my head as well, like there was a match where it clicked me, and it was the street fight where it clicked me. And from that point, I was like, I can actually do this now. Like I feel comfortable and confident. And when I watch my wrestling from that moment, I kind of feel like I've got this new burst of confidence, and I'm slowly kind of figuring it out. So it's more towards the back end of 2019 when I was like, if I carry on feeling the way I'm feeling, like 2020 to be like a really, really good year for me. I was getting a few bookings on my belt, like I was getting a few promotions wanting to like rebook me a few times. So I really felt like 2020 was like the back end of 2019 kind of kicked off, but like 2020 was going to be like me kind of going 0 to 60, which obviously didn't happen. It was a car crash, but yeah, it was weird because I started 2019 off really like doubting myself. I was like, I can't do this. I don't know if it's for me anymore. Like, I don't think I'm confident enough because it was taking me so long to find my feet. And I like get really anxious around people. Like I'm really socially awkward. So it was more the aspect of having people look at me and see me wrestle. I was really struggling with, and I didn't want to look weird, or, you know, when he's selling and when he come out my entrance, I was like, I look so awkward. Like I feel awkward, so then I'm making everyone else awkward because I am. And I was just overthinking it, like I constantly am. And it really took me a long time to kind of figure out, like, no one gives a shit. Like, just be as weird as you want. I can be me, and people are gonna like that. You know, you're gonna have people hate you or like you, like no matter what you do. And I'm just gonna be me. Like, and that was towards the back in 2019 where I was kind of coming out my show a lot more and just kind of bringing my own personality into my wrestling. But yeah, it was a really, really nice year. I really enjoyed it. And I just wish 2020 happened, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping once the like COVID's over, we can kind of crack on and restart again.
Same here. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's been very, really, really strange.
It really is.
I can imagine it being strange for the wrestlers, of course, for everyone really, regardless.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's really weird, like going with it, because at the very, very, very beginning, I personally was like, we're fine, it'll move on, and then you educate yourself about it and realize you're like, oh no, this is huge. So,
yeah, that's what I was like.
Yeah,
I remember going to the gym with a friend probably around February time, and it was when like all the panic shopping and all that panic buying was happening, and toilet rolls, we can get toilet rolls. And we both work as Asda, so we were just like, this is crazy, like who's buying all these toilet rolls, like this being so dramatic, like it's gonna be fine, like we'll have a month away and then we're gonna come back and surely it's not gonna be that bad. And then the March hit and it's like, yeah, we're going to lockdown, and here we are a year later.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone could have anticipated what would have happened. It is really, really, really weird.
Yeah, it is. Almost halfway through, we're getting close to the midpoint of this year as well. It almost feels like last year didn't happen.
Yeah, it was just a complete write-off. Like,
yeah,
I think 2019 was last year. I see matches from 2019 and I'm like, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was the last time we were all properly wrestling. And it's just mad to me that, yeah, it's, I get highlights of my Instagram or something from like matches I posted, and I'm like, that was 2 years ago. Like that was a really, really long time ago, and it feels like it was 6 months ago. Like
I saw someone a few weeks ago, when someone I know from Starbucks, a worker.
All right.
And I remember in 2019, I used to work in the center, so I used to go there. I used to live there basically. I lived at that Starbucks. And I remember her being pregnant. I remember talking to her about her baby and having a really good conversation. I went the other week, her baby is now 11 months old. And I looked at her, I was like, no, I refuse to believe you. No, it's not.
It's crazy, isn't it?
What happened to last year? It blew my mind completely. 11 months.
It feels like we've time traveled that year. Like it's just not happened. Like we've just, like it's just been erased from our memories somehow. It's just, I'm sure there'll be a conspiracy theory about it somewhere, but yeah, I'm sure someone's like, oh, it's the 5G towers. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there's a conspiracy theory about that.
They're injecting those chips into us.
It's crazy. The world's gone crazy.
Yes, crazier than we actually thought it was, and I didn't think that'd be possible, but it never fails to surprise me.
I know. I work in retail, and just every day I'm like, what on earth? Like, those things where you didn't expect to have to explain it to a person, an adult as well, and you've got to, and I'm just like what?
I worked
mad.
A long time in retail myself, and yes, I empathize completely with anybody who works in retail. I personally believe you should work 6 months to a year mandatory in retail just to see what people go through.
Yeah, yeah.
It's brutal, awful. One of the matches though, the street fight though, is one of the matches that I have highlighted because
all right,
I think that might be my favorite Hollie Barlow match. That was something else. That one moment, and you already know what moment I'm gonna pick up. You already know the moment with the saw.
Oh, I've got a funny story about a saw as well.
Oh,
I feel like it's going to ruin everyone's like idea of what happened at the show, though. And I don't want to do that.
you've mentioned it now.
So we were just all this stuff was backstage because everyone came out with stuff, and then there was stuff under the ring, and we were all backstage, and I don't know what the saw had been used for, but it was just on the side. It wasn't like there was no reason for it to be there. I hadn't asked to have a saw, anything like that. Like there was no reason for it to be there. And we're all backstage, and you know, Sexy Kevin Law. I don't know what he's going by now. I could just always remember as Sex Kev.
Serious Kev, I think. He's with Isaiah, isn't he? Serious Kev.
he's such a joy to be around backstage. And we're all just backstage, and he like, I don't even think he knew I was listening. And I probably doesn't remember that he did this. But he like got it and was like, oh, this would be so funny if like this was in the bin and like someone pulled it out, I think. Or like if someone came out this, I think it was because the saw was in the bin backstage. So I think he pulled out and was like, oh, this is funny. And then I saw it and I was like, I am doing that. I'm doing my entrance for that. And I was supposed to be going out the bin anyway. So I was like, keep the saw in the bin. I told everyone to keep the saw in the bin, and I'm going to do something. And then, yeah, I pulled the saw out, and it was just one of those moments I was like, you know, you just laugh at yourself. And I'm just sat there giggling to myself, like, this is going to be so funny. Like, I'm so hilarious. And yeah, just... Do you know, you just think of a moment and think that's going to pop me. Like, I'm going to really enjoy that moment. And yeah, and that kind of happened and was a thing. But yeah, so I've got to credit Kev Lloyd for that, because that was his idea indirectly. He didn't know about it, but yeah, that came from him. And then Hardcore Hollie came.
Am I right in saying you got endorsed by Hardcore Hollie to use that? Like,
yeah, he replied to my tweet.
Yeah, mental. Absolutely. Oh, that's insane.
It was so cool. Like, just having him reply, I was just like, whoa, this is cool. I didn't expect anything to come of this. Because I was like Hardcore Hollie, and then I came out to his entrance music as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was honestly one of my favourite matches, just because it was just the first match I'd ever done with like an actual stipulation of like, it's just not a singles or a tag.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting and was a really good learning experience for me to like understand how to plan a match like that. But it was just so fun, and I'm usually in my head all the time when I wrestle, and it was one of those matches where I just turned off. I didn't think. I just enjoyed the moment. I enjoyed listening to all the crowd's reactions. I enjoyed just kind of dicking about and do whatever I wanted. Like, it was so much fun. And that was probably one of my favourite matches at Futureshock.
It's my favourite personally. That and one other that I've got highlighted. But it was just silly fun. It was
it was just
fun.
So much fun. And it was from that moment where I was like, I want to kind of go into not more comedy, but like just not be as serious and just enjoy, you know, maybe where, because obviously at Futureshock, I mean, a lot of storylines and stuff, and I enjoy that, but it's nice to kind of have that escape from like serious wrestling, and just being able to just piss about and do whatever you want and have a lot of fun. And, you know, as a fan, I would love that. I would love to see that, and I'd appreciate that. So it's nicer to have that change once in a while.
With comedy wrestling and things, something light-hearted, with something that's light-hearted like that. When you see the wrestlers in the ring that are genuinely enjoying themselves, that translates to the fans.
This is what I mean. Yeah, like, you know, it's like in any aspect of life. Like if you see someone enjoying themselves, it's fun. Like, it's nice to see people happy, and, you know, especially in a situation like that where you're watching them, and, you know, it's a performance for you as well. It's not, you know, it's just, I love it. I really enjoy like a bit of comedy. I wish I don't know. There's like pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
I had an idea of like maybe going into a bit of comedy wrestling, but then I was like, I just enjoy wrestling. I'll just do whatever. Like,
I mean,
suits that match, you know.
I think some comedy wrestling, if it's used in the right way, it doesn't detract from a storyline too much. In fact, I
Yeah,
think it can
yeah.
add to a storyline. Like, look at The Rock and the Hurricane. That was hilarious, but that's so that's pure comedy. That was hilarious. That's brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
I'm do like a bit of when it calls for it. If a feud is to be serious, then if it calls for it to be serious, it'll be serious. But if
Yeah.
some comedy thrown in there as well, it adds to it.
It really does. And it's so much fun. I really
Yeah.
enjoy doing it.
So another match that I have highlighted is a history-making, groundbreaking match of the first ever women's main event between Alexis Falcon and Hollie Barlow.
Yeah, I can never remember. I've had so many matches with Alexis. I can never remember which one's which.
Yeah,
Like they're always kind of
quite a
like
few, yeah.
one match to me now. But was that the one where I had the opportunity to win the belt? I can't remember which one it was.
You should have. You got the visual pin, I believe, but JJ Webb interfered, and then Callum Corey came in, I believe, attacked him, and then they both buggered off. And then
that was the cage show, wasn't it? That was.
I think so.
Yeah, that was the show that I think we first got told about the street fight.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was the show where at the interim it was, if I'm not mistaken, Pac versus. It was Pac was there. I know Pac was there on the interim. Just before the interim.
He wasn't on
It might have been against Banks.
I think, yeah, he was against Banks in the Stockport one. I think.
So it was in the town hall.
That was the match that I think I remember now because that was the match that I sent for it like review recently. Yeah, that was the God, I can't remember my bloody words now. I think the main event was the cage show, and then another match I had with Alex was we were an opener, and that's the one that Pac was on because I was watching him recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was watching him recently. So the one where we were main event was the one where we learned about the street fight.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a title opportunity match. So yeah, that was really fun. I can't even remember it. I had so many matches with her. I genuinely can't remember. But knowing we were main event was really scary. It's one of those. I wish I was more ready. Like part of me feels like I wasn't ready to main event. And I'm disappointed not with the match, but like I wish because I didn't know until I got to the show. And I think it was one of those moments where like we'll throw in the deep end and see what happens. I don't know, but I wish I had kind of come into that match with more. Not that it takes away anything that happened in the match, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed working with Alex. But yeah, I wish I'd kind of come to that match with more, maybe known about main event prior to this show, so I could have kind of mentally prepared myself for it. It kind of was a blur to me, and it was horrible as well because the show was like 2 hours long. So we were just sat waiting to go out for so long, and I'd never done that before. So I was just like, I didn't get changed for ages because I can't comprehend that we're on main event. It's just not happening for me. And I didn't want to get changed because then I knew it was real. So I just sat and watched the show for so long because I was like, I can't do this. It's not working. But yeah, I really enjoyed that match. That was fun, and that was
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
That was where we learned about the street fight. So we didn't know about that. Everyone else did, but me and Alex didn't until right at the end. And Brooker came out and announced that we're in the street fight. Because everyone came out and kind of brawled, didn't they, a bit?
Yeah.
And my reaction to that was legit. Like I didn't know about it beforehand, and I was like, fucking street fight. What the fuck? And I literally turned to Leanne and I was like, a fucking street fight? What the hell? Like, I can't do a street fight. And she's laughing because she knew about it. And I was like, I can't do a street fight. I don't know. Sorry if you can't swear on here, by the way. I'm really foul-mouthed.
Don't worry about it. I'm foul-mouthed myself. I've been on the radio. I've learned to second nature for me not to. But
I know, I'm really bad.
Don't worry about that. It's fine.
But yeah, I didn't know about the street fight until then, so that was really, really cool. But it was a really, really nice thing to be trusted with the main event as well, for them to be like, we want to put you on the main event, and from then as well, I feel like they kind of trusted us a lot more, because there's been a few women's main events since then, haven't there? I think.
Oh, it's difficult to remember now, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's been so long.
No, I'm not. It's been so long. I'd have to look that one up. I'll have to go on.
Yeah, I think there's a few more, but like from that moment, it was kind of like, we'll do more for you, and it was really, really nice. But yeah, I do wish I'd mentally prepare myself for that.
It's a thing though. Like now that it's been done, now that there's a first, there's no reason for it not to happen again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I personally thoroughly enjoyed that match. I think both Charlie and I were the loudest in the room for it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it felt nice to be in the crowd for a history-making match like that, because for the feud that you and Alexis Falcon had throughout that year, it was, in my opinion, I think I've said this on Twitter back when it was going on, it was, in my opinion, I was most engaged through that feud.
Oh, good, I'm glad.
Yeah, it's because it is something about, because I've started watching in 2017, so I watched you debut, and I watched you, so it's mad to think. But there's something about watching a wrestler start and then grow from there. It feels good to watch. Yeah,
it's been nice. I feel like I've got that vibe with Futureshock as well, because like we said before, it's kind of like a little community, and it's all the same people come, and it's all the same fans and stuff. So you can kind of like get a more of an emotional connection with them, which was a pro and a con, to be honest, because once I started getting bookings outside of Futureshock, obviously you don't have that emotional connection anymore. And I felt like people give you a lot more leeway when you debut there. Obviously, I was like shocking when I debuted. So I think they give you a lot more like breathing room, because they know you're fresh. So when I was debuting at other shows, I was like, none of the fans know who I am. Like, this is really, really nerve-wracking. I don't know what to do. I knew what to expect at Futureshock, because all the fans knew who I was. I knew who they were. I'd seen them several times before. So I knew kind of like who to go up to if I was nervous, just kind of like, who to look at when I was selling or stuff, because it wasn't weird. But when I went to other shows, it was kind of like, oh shit, like, I don't have that anymore with them. Like, I have it at Futureshock, but not here. So I need to work 10 times as hard to kind of get over with them. Because it was so easy to get over at Futureshock. I think just because I was young and, proper like preppy baby face. But yeah, it was nice, but it was kind of like a learning experience for me. But I'm glad I have that at Futureshock, because it's always my little safe space.
It's a haven, and from what I've seen, they look after you as well. So it's good to see.
Yeah.
What was, I believe so anyway, your and Lana's last Futureshock show, very early 2020, I believe.
Was that, I did the running, didn't I?
You had your match against Alexis Falcon and won the title.
That was back in 2019, that.
20.
Yeah, I think it was the 28th of December. It was just before the New Year. I know. I think this all the time. I never wrestled a Futureshock in the start of the year.
Oh, I need to start remembering that 2020 was a I'm just lost completely.
It's just a write-off now. Like, I don't think I wrestled much in 2020.
It's thrown me. That last year's thrown me. Yeah. You have your final match with Falcon after chasing the title for a year, getting screwed out from every turn with her and well, JJ Webb. Um, you finally win the title, and Lana Austin cashes in. You know, when she won and she held the title up, she went like that, and she looked down in my general direction. I'm pretty sure she was looking at me when she had the title up because there's a photo that I think I don't know if I sent it to you or not. I'm not certain. There's a photo I sent you that Tony Knox took, the best photographer going,
Yeah.
and he captured my face at that moment. Wasn't
I have to go
happy.
and find it. You have to send it to me.
I will send it to you. What did that mean to you? Because it must have been so surreal winning the title to lose, and I don't know how I don't know how that would feel personally, but yeah.
It was honestly like the craziest experience of my life, and like I wish I could redo it again.
Yeah.
I felt really numb when I won it. Like I was like, I wanted to cry so much, but I just couldn't. And I felt the next time if I ever win it again, I'm probably just gonna bawl and cry because I don't know. I think it's like I was so young when I started, and I'd gone through Futureshock for what, like at that point, for 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, like 4 or 5 years. So it was mad for me to like. It was kind of like a full circle moment because I started training there. The first show I ever watched, I was like, I can't do this. Like, you'd picture yourself in the ring, and I think at the time it was either Danny Hunter or Lana Austin was the champ. I think it was Lana Austin that was the champ at the time, but I know what the Uprising was about, so I think Danny Hunter might have been the champ then. So I'd see her and I'd be like, oh my God, like I could be doing that one day. Like, and I was only 15, I was really young and I was really naive. And I was like, one day, like this time's going to come and I'm going to be in there and I'm going to be doing that. And then to actually be stood there and doing it and like winning it, I just didn't like, I just couldn't think. And I remember like winning it and I just sat there in the corner and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, what is the life I have? And I couldn't really take it in, and I feel like if I did it again, and if I ever get the chance to win it again, I feel like I'd be able to take in a lot more. But I was just like, this is the weirdest experience of my life. I didn't know how to react. I was like, how do I react to this moment? The match, I really, really enjoyed the match. It was really, really fun match I had. And yeah, it was just crazy. I was gutted about like I think I timed it a few months ago, and I think it was something like 119 seconds I had it for.
Wow.
So probably shortest reign at Futureshock, unfortunately.
It's still a
but it was heartbreaking, but it was so surreal, and I really hope I get to like win it again because I hope I get to have a run with it because it'd be so nice. One of them to have the trust in me to be able to do that, and just to be able to do that and kind of like have that better connection with the fans, being like, like this kind of homegrown champ. So yeah, it was just a really nice moment. I think if it was any other promotion, it wouldn't have felt the same. Yeah. But I think because it was Futureshock and I was kind of like grown there. It was a full circle moment. It was really, really nice, and yeah, it was surreal. I was like probably dazed as well because I'd taken so many moves on my head that day. So when I would like that moment when Lana was over me and I was just laying there and I was like, oh, I just want to be in bed right now. I feel so ill. So I felt like proper rough after the match. I think a lot of that was why I couldn't really like emotionally connect to the moment because I was like, I feel so bad. Like my neck really hurts. But yeah, like it was so surreal. I really hope I get to do it again. So it was really nice.
You will. I can guarantee
I hope.
You will. I mean, there's an organic story now between you and Lana, which I'm personally looking forward to seeing.
I am so excited for that. Like, I wish I could physically put it into words how excited I am for that. I, 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 I have no words for it. I'm so excited for that storyline.
Like the lasting memory. I know there's been a show afterwards in 2020, early to 2020.
Yeah.
I know there's been a show, but yeah, that my lasting memory was Lana holding that title over you. And I mean, ever since starting, I have been a huge Lana Austin fan, so I safe to say I was quite close. Pure down on one end because I was a massive Lana fan, but on the other end because I'd watched you start and watched you grow and watched you be the great baby face that you are. So it's like it was a very big turning point, and it got me good. Yeah, because the very beginning, as soon as I heard Lana's music, I was like, no,
Yeah.
no. And then
Look at that reaction. Well, yeah, I might not have lost it.
When she hugged her, it's like, oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, got a nice swift headbutt to the face. It was great.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
I was watching. I was going through Futureshock's YouTube the other day, or like yesterday, and I was watching one of the 2019 highlights, and there's just a clip of me taking that headbutt, and my face is just an absolute picture. I was there like what? What's going on? Yeah, but that storyline, I'm so excited for like everyone at Futureshock to see that.
100%, yeah.
And I felt there's so much to do with it because, like, obviously me and Lana have trained. You know, she was there really early on in my training, and then before I left for a year, we got really close because we were doing women's only sessions at Futureshock, and it was always like me, her, and Melanie Price.
Yeah.
So we kind of got really close as a group there because it was always just us every week. So I was constantly just training with her, and then I'd speak to her outside of wrestling, and became really good friends. And then from that moment as well, when I came back and stuff, like she was just my absolute like rock when I came back. Like I could never thank her enough for what she did when I came back. She was so protective over me. Like she'd make sure I wasn't taking any silly moves, or I was being looked after. Like she really looked after me, and I really appreciate that. I mean, obviously she didn't think the same, but it was really nice. Like that first year back, because I just had her as my mentor, and it just means so much now to kind of go into a storyline with her because she's honestly like so much fun to work with. I thought it was a really good development for my character as well, because I'd be doing promos all the time, and I had to develop my own character as during that storyline, and I didn't really do promos before then, so it's kind of that moment where I need to learn how to do this, and now I've got like a really good basis for it. I can work on them. So I was really looking forward to it, and I think that's the main reason in wrestling why I was gutted the pandemic happened, because I was just so excited to go into that feud. Because I just knew like all the matches would be absolute corkers. Like I was so excited to have them under my belt. And that's why I kind of felt like it was going to be my breakout year, because I knew they were going to be like really good matches and really fun matches. So I'm pretty good it didn't work, but
yeah, the pandemic came.
I still need to get my bloody hands on her. So
yeah,
once COVID's over, she's getting beaten up.
You heard it here first. She's calling you out, Lana.
Yeah, God, trust me, I'll call her out. Me, I'm gonna beat her up and get my cat on her.
You get your cat, and I get my dog. There
yeah,
there we go.
Team.
The pandemic literally couldn't have hit at the worst time for you and Lana. Though. It literally, as soon as they had a massive turning point, there you go.
The world just hates me.
But I think it hates it all, to be honest. But you can say that you've waited about a year and a half to get your hands on her.
Yeah.
You can't say you've been waiting all this time. So you've got all this pent up frustration and you can beat her up.
I know. She's gonna get a pasting. She don't know about it, but she will do.
I'm looking forward to it.
I've got so many new moves under my arsenal as well. I'm so excited to like debut them on shows and stuff.
So am I.
I'm really excited to kind of get back. Over the pandemic, it's kind of like clicked a lot for me. Been watching a lot of wrestling, so and whilst training was like on and stuff, I was going down to Fighting Spirit a lot, and would like a handful of times I went down whenever I could get down. Obviously before it shut and they went to America and stuff, so it was kind of difficult. But I was like slowly finding my feet there. I think I only had like, I don't know how many sessions I had, but like I learned so much in just those few sessions. Like Zach and JD are just like the best trainers I've ever like trained under, and I was only there for a few weeks. Like if I trained there for like a few years, you know, the knowledge they have is just insane. They're so knowledgeable. Just like little tiny things and really small like nitty gritty details that like no one else really tells you that they would kind of like notice, and they wouldn't be shy to like tell you how it is. You know, if something was bad or something was good, they're very straight to the point, and that's the best way because that's how you're going to learn.
Yeah.
And they were just very straight to the point, you know, and it was very respectful and just like these are little tiny bits that are going to make you a better wrestler that, you know, you should know. So I'm really gutted about all that, and that like everyone I knew there is really gutted that like about what happened. But yeah.
I had a podcast with Leon Gray.
All right.
And we both had quite a long conversation about fighting spirit, and he's got a custom fighting spirit belt made, legitimate custom belt made for a replica fighting spirit, pretty much. But it's so good. But
it means go on.
I've only been a handful of times watching it live, but you just had that feeling that you're at somewhere special, like Futureshock.
This is what I mean. Like it was very much like Futureshock, and you know, like a lot of the guys there, and you know, the guys and the girls there in Futureshock were kind of like mixed as well. So, it was quite like a big family, and you always felt really comfortable there, and it was so lovely. And you could tell how much all the guys and the girls that were there just loved it so much. Like it really meant a lot to them all. Like they, you know, they really liked Fighting Spirit, and I like when I started training there, I was like, I get it now. Yeah. And yeah, it's such a shame that it had to close.
Yeah.
Then we've got Futureshock school now, and that's really good. And they're all coming over to this school, so it's really nice, kind of like have everyone back together again.
I've never heard a bad word about those two. Never.
Yeah, no, I don't have a bad word to say about any of them.
Like Zach and James Drake are just they're doing
the next level. Like, I watch them at NXT. I'm like, I'm like, how is this? Like, this is just some sort of wizardry. This stuff. Like,
yeah. They make tag team wrestling look so fluid and easy.
Yeah, just you know, part of me wishes they were singles like wrestlers because it's easier, you know, as a singles wrestler to kind of like learn from them.
Yeah.
But like, they're just so good. It baffles me. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next year or so, like they're just up there. Like they're future Hall of Famers, those two. I've never known anyone like any people like that. It just comes so natural to them.
Yeah.
It just looks so like natural in the ring to watch them and stuff. And yeah, I really enjoy watching them. And it was really nice to learn from them for a bit. And I do wish I'd got a bit more experience training there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they're consummate professionals, and you have a different feeling watching them because it's the little things with them. It's those little tiny
things that no one would notice, but like you got to have a really keen eye to notice it. And you know, the amount of things I see that you've done, like little tiny details, and I'm like, wow, that just changes the whole course of what you've done. Like it just by doing something so small,
Like that thing could have been there and instead up there, just one
Yeah.
tiny little thing.
Like a tiny, yeah, and it's mad to me. I think that's what makes them stand out so much. Is those really small, fine details that they've kind of like got down. And yeah, I think anyone that wants to learn should watch them. Like
100%.
they're just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there aren't many better on the mic than Zach Gibson as well.
No. And like I obviously I started watching Futureshock and they were on there and stuff, and I was like, oh wow, like this is weird. Like, okay. And then like just seeing them as well kind of progress from that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Yeah.
So not long ago, I'm correct in saying that you had a one-to-one session with Lance Storm, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
That must have been insane.
Honestly, like if I had all the money in the world, I would put it towards getting every single one of my matches reviewed by Lance Storm. The knowledge that man has is just insane.
Yeah.
Like it's just. We were sat watching. I sent off a match of Alex, in November of 2019. So it was a match where I got given the chance to then have the title opportunity in the December.
Yeah.
And it was just, I can't even explain it. It was just so good. And it was really nice to kind of being able to like open up to someone in wrestling and be like, you know, because we watch our match back so you know, thoroughly. He would say something and explain, like a lot of it was like in my entrance, I explained what I was feeling, and he was like giving me a lot of pointers on how to be a lot more confident and, you know, just not think as much. And when it came to the wrestling, like it's just again like his really fine details that just really get you to that really good stage that you wouldn't have known otherwise. And that was just really surreal. I wish I could do it all over, like every day, just watch a match with him, because he's just so good. And I would recommend it to anyone just to pay the money and get it done. Like I was so fortunate that I got it paid for, but I would like recommend anyone to like go and get it done. And I'm so fortunate that I got given the opportunity, because it just kind of like cemented in me, like, I can do this, like I can go on and wrestle and like do good things and stuff, and I need to stop doubting myself. And it was like a really big confidence boost to me of, you know, getting there just wrestle when I get back, and just really focus on like myself and getting better as a wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, learning from someone like that Storm, learning from someone who he's done it all. Like the man is truly a legend of the sport. That is an opportunity, and you've clearly taken it to heart and not taken it for granted.
Oh yeah, like I literally gush about it all the time. So like when it first happened, I was just about to go to bed, and I got he followed me, and I was like, this is weird. Like usually like, and you know, you have to follow someone to be able to DM them.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, like this might be happening. Like it might be happening. And then I got like a notification, and it was like he'd retweet. I think he'd quote tweeted it or something saying like, "Congratulations, you won." And I was just sat in bed like, "Oh my god!" And I was like crying, and my cat was laying there looking like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, what's going on with you?" And yeah, I was like messaging everyone like, "Oh my god! Like it's happening. I've got it." And it was so nice, and I wish I could do it like all over again. I probably will do, to be honest, because you know, I can go and pay for it now and stuff. But yeah, I think I'll probably go and like once wrestling starts back up again. Because I was gutted that I couldn't send him like a more recent match. So yeah, I think once wrestling's back again and I've got a few more matches under my belt again, I think I might send him a more recent one. Just to kind of like evaluate where I am like now than where I was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so nice.
The best people learn from the best as well, so that would be a really good idea.
Yeah.
Like even the likes of Zach and Drake they'll still be learning along the way as
Yeah,
well.
you never
Even though
stop
they're
learning
brilliant.
wrestling. I think that's
Yeah,
the beauty of it. It's just constant learning new things. Every day there's something new you can learn. And I hate that idea that, you know, someone's good enough, because no one's ever good enough, because you can always get better in wrestling.
yeah,
Like, you can be the best and still be better. And I
yeah,
think that's what I love about wrestling. It's just this constant learning from people and learning new things. And, you know, and obviously wrestling's changing all the time as well. So there's always new things to learn, because it's evolving constantly as well. So it really is like, yeah, I love it. I love that it's just a constant cycle of learning.
good. Yeah, it is. The best people learn. The best people don't. They're not satisfied with what they've got. They want to learn more and more and better themselves and improve the work. And that's how you improve and become a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how good I am at this, but it's something, of course, that I feel like I'm going to improve on and improve and improve, because it's just what you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I said to you that I had a sort of fun little question for you. It's nothing bad. It's not as bad as the way I said it before. It might have made you bed up. It's not bad. It's a fun little question for you. I like to ask certain people different things. Like I did it with Jimmy, but that turned out to be a 2-hour video split into 2 videos because yeah, the anchor of a radio show and his partner on the radio show. Why I didn't think that would go 2 hours, I don't know. It was very naive of me. There you go. If you could pick, I've toyed with a triple threat or a team. I've toyed with the two. I'm gonna say triple threat. If you could pick an active WWE women's wrestler right now and one from the past that's retired,
Right.
one each for a match, say in main event of WrestleMania. Why not?
Right. Okay.
Which one out? One of each. Which would you pick for this match?
Current. Can that be like across all brands?
Sure.
Because like there's someone in NXT UK that I just like wish I could
Yeah,
wrestle.
yeah. If it's
Like,
if
right,
it's
okay.
WWE, it's across the board.
Right. Okay. So current would be Valkyrie on NXT UK, because I wish I could wrestle her. Like all the time I see a wrestler, I'm like, this, like I trained with her once to Fighting Spirit, and her work ethic is just insane. I've never seen anyone like it. She doesn't stop once. Like, you know, I would be getting tired because we've done like this same, like really simple, like, I don't know, like an arm drag or something, like 100 times. And she's like, I just keep doing it because I want to make sure I got it right, and I want to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And she's done it perfectly like 100 times, but like she's wanted to keep cracking on with it and doing it, so we wouldn't, like, it was ingrained in her mind. And she was just like really fun to like be with at training, and all we did was really simple stuff. So I would have loved to get in the ring with her and like have a proper like barn burner. So she'd definitely be my first one for the current. And then old. Oh,
yeah, I thought this one would be. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of someone that I would really love to wrestle. Trying to think of people that I was watching when I first started wrestling. Oh,
so I was running.
you know who it would have to be? Beth Phoenix.
There you go.
Absolutely love Beth Phoenix.
Yeah,
so I really enjoyed watching her wrestle. And I think she was one of them where like she was kind of like the first of her generation's kind of, maybe, I don't know. But like at the time it was very like really skinny, like proper like standard diva women, which is not a problem at all. But like, you know, it was very much like the same kind of people. And then you just got like Beth Phoenix, who was just this like just amazing woman. Yeah. And I loved it. And I don't think I watched much of her when I first started wrestling. I think she's kind of, I don't know if she'll come into the end of it, or I just seen bits. I don't know if she was active when I started watching wrestling. I'm not too sure, I can't remember. But she just, it'd definitely be Beth Phoenix. I think she's just
I believe she was retired at that point, but
Yeah,
she
I think
she was phenomenal.
I was like a like AJ Lee stan when I first started. So I think I saw a few clips of like her and AJ and stuff, which I regret deeply to this day. But yeah, I was a proper fangirl.
I don't blame you with AJ Lee. I got a soft spot in my heart for AJ Lee.
See, right, as a person, she's like looks like the nicest person ever. And then I was watching some of her matches back recently, and I was like, I just don't enjoy them. Like I
Really?
can't watch her matches anymore. And at the time, I was like, this is like, I think she was one of my biggest inspirations when I first started wrestling because she was small and I was tiny. I was like 4'8" probably. I was a really small person. I still am. Not that I've grown.
No, she's 6
but I
foot
think
now.
it was the first person where I was like, you know, she was very different, wasn't she? Like she was kind of the first of her kind to be different, and that was quite inspiring to me because no one else was, and I couldn't really resonate with anyone else that was on the roster at the time until she kind of came about, and I was like, she's just a really young, like preppy small girl. Like I can kind of be like that, and she was like the first person to like really inspire me. Her and Sheamus my first two, and CM Punk, which I don't enjoy watching myself anymore anyway. So
you don't enjoy CM Punk?
I know. I just some of them people, I can't watch their matches anymore.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I can't like. I don't know what it is. I prefer watching a lot of like older wrestling now. From like before I even started watching it, just because I'd never seen that before. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you read AJ Lee's book? Craziest
No,
Superpower?
I keep needing to read it. I keep thinking about it. Is it good?
I used to read a lot when I was younger. Then I stopped, and I'm not a big reader. The things I read now are the Life is Strange comics, which are there. The game Life is Strange is my favorite game. But AJ Lee released her book. That was just instant. Bye. My mum saw it. I told my mum about it. She was like, right, okay, leave it with me. On the bed. and I was just, that was it for me. I was gone. It was me, AJ Lee's book, bed, read. That's it. I highly recommend it because
I think
you get such a different side to her, and you see the struggles that she went through, and she's had a extremely difficult life, and to see what she's gone through to get to where she is and to what she's done, and the limited time she was in WWE, she was a major inspiration because back then it was just
like
diva.
Yeah, like she was such a good role model. I think I believe anyway. Like I think she was like a really really good role model for like people at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd really like to read a book. Actually, I read a few. I do like reading wrestlers' autobiographies.
Yeah.
I've read briefly. I never finished them, but I read like half of it. I read Mick Foley's, I read Jericho's and Danny Bryan's, and they're all just so insightful.
Yeah.
I love listening to the Broken Skull podcasts. All the sessions,
incredible.
They're so just eye opening. And I was watching the Jericho on was it?
Oh, I need to watch that.
I've only watched a bit of it because it's like 2 hours long. It's really long. But like I watched about 20 minutes of it because I usually listen to stuff like that when I do my makeup.
Okay.
So I was listening to it. And the reason I didn't finish it was because I went to go back to it the day later and it started from the start again, and I couldn't remember when I ended it. So I was really annoyed and I gave up with the network. But I probably rage quit. I was so angry. But that was incredible. Like that, the 20 minutes I heard were insane. So it's 2 hours long. So I'd recommend that. The Randy Orton one was really, really good as well.
Yeah, the Randy Orton.
Sasha Banks, Bailey, really enjoyed those two as well. They were really insightful.
I did not think. I was really excited for Bailey's heel turn, really excited, but a part of me was like, she is such a pure baby face that I didn't know what was going to come for a heel turn. Oh my lord. I was pleasantly surprised. She is one of the best characters going.
Who's this?
Bailey.
Sorry, I missed the name. Yeah. I agree with that one.
I love that heel gimmick. Amazing.
I do enjoy. I missed how the little like what were they? The little inflatable people.
The wacky waving arm fleet.
That's
Wacky
it. Yeah,
wavy
I miss
inflatable
them.
arm fleeting tube men. There we go.
Yeah, I do miss them. But I do like her as a heel.
Yeah, she's
Um,
great. Obnoxious but brilliant. Like
Yeah, I like.
you do actually with the whole ding dong hello. Like, she's detestable in the
Yeah,
best way. She's so good.
she's really took that and run with it. I like
Yeah,
what she's done with it.
yeah. I speaking of the Broken Skull sessions though, and but I'm reading the autobiographies and things like that. I do love hearing more of what brought them to where they are, and
Yeah,
when they were younger. Edge many moons ago, ages ago, they brought a documentary out of Edge. It's just so eye opening. It's so
yeah.
insightful. And the Beth Phoenix one as well. The Beth
I
Phoenix.
need to watch that. I need to
Oh,
watch that one.
it's a tearjerker.
It's been on my list for a while. Yeah, since it came out.
I
Actually,
think it's.
yeah.
I put it on Twitter, so I'm not afraid to say this, but it's a tearjerker. I do.
Oh.
I watched it after one of the. I think it was after after the first Mania. I think it was, and my eye was bawling. It was such an amazing documentary.
Do you enjoy Mania?
I enjoyed both NXT shows were mind blowing. I enjoyed the first night of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy the second.
I was a bit. I got. Yeah, I think I preferred the first one to the second one. I don't know. I mean, there was good and bad matches in both of them.
With the second one, I couldn't click with it, but the first one, every single match for me delivered personally to me, and it's different for everyone. That's the beauty of wrestling. But
yeah,
in my eyes, every match delivered. And the main event, Sasha versus Bianca, was just incredible. Watching Bianca beat down before the match even started was.
Yeah, I really like Bianca Belair is one of those where like you can just tell she's gonna go places. Like she's really, really incredible.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed watching her and like watching like the little documentaries they were doing for her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that, I really liked those. I think she's gonna go good places.
She's phenomenal.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the match.
That whip, her whip.
Oh, that popped me so hard when I watched that match back.
Oh,
yeah,
it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Sasha had the mark all the way around as well. It was amazing.
It bloody hurt. When I got hit by candlesticks in that bloody street fight. And they hurt, right? So getting hit by someone's tied up hair, that shit hurts. And
yeah.
I just
that will sting.
It's one of those pains where like you know how that would feel. Like in a lot of wrestling, you can't imagine how certain things would feel, but it was one of them where like I can imagine how getting hit with hair would like really, really hurt.
Yeah. I showed it to my brother because he's not interested in wrestling. So I showed that clip of to him and the noise it made. He just went, ooh.
Yeah.
He got
you just know it hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favourite match was at Mania?
Oh, you know what? I can't even remember the matches that were on now.
You had Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, which was a blinder.
I enjoy both those wrestlers. I really, really enjoy both. Like, they're two wrestlers that I really enjoy watching. Cesaro's just insane.
Yeah.
Like, he's one. I don't know what it is. He's so good. Seth Rollins. I don't know. I just enjoyed all the matches, to be honest. That match was good. I enjoyed Kevin Owens and sorry, I'm holding my phone and it keeps falling.
Oh no, it's all right. Don't worry.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I enjoyed that one.
I don't get why they added Logan Paul.
No,
He didn't
no,
do
do
anything.
I.
He didn't do
Seemed
anything.
seemed really pointless to me. It's
Yeah.
probably just trying to get like a bigger, more people, like more eyes on it. Maybe.
I get that, but I don't think that was the match that needed it.
Oh no.
I don't. They Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't need anything else. Just put
No.
those two in a ring. You don't need a story. The fans will be there. They are that good. Those two are just that good. So it's that the inclusion of Logan Paul kind of dogged it for me a bit.
I know. I didn't see the need
kept
in him.
showing him, and he looked like a caricature every time he sat in the chair. I was like,
I know, it just seemed really pointless to me. Like,
yeah,
I was like, what are you doing here? I expect him to be like some sort of like special guest referee or something, but
yeah.
would have made more sense for him to actually be involved in the match a bit more. But
one big positive from my eyes, one massive positive, was Bad Bunny. That was insane.
Yeah, I bloody love Bad Bunny. That match, I forgot about that match. That match was so good. Miz and John Morrison.
Oh.
They know how to do a job and know how to do it well. Like,
yeah, they do. The Miz is.
I only ever heard good things from that match,
and
then I watched it and it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the Miz in my eyes is one of the more underrated wrestlers going. Personally,
he was like my brother's favorite wrestler when like we started watching it together, and he's always said that like he's
wow,
like, greatly like underappreciated. Even when he's doing like this stuff with
wow.
Sorry.
No,
even
no,
like
sorry.
the stuff with
Yeah.
Sandow.
I was
watching
incredible.
that, like, I went to a live show when he was doing that.
Oh.
And watching it at a house show was just fucking incredible.
I bet that was so good.
Got paid like probably great somebody that he's gone because he was so good. I really enjoyed him and I thought he was a really good wrestler as well. So I'm kind of gutted he went.
Yeah, he's really good, really good.
But that match, like that was really good. I enjoyed that match.
Bad Bunny did a Canadian Destroyer. He's not a wrestler, and he did a Canadian Destroyer.
I love it.
That popped
so
me.
Good.
My brother was in bed for both nights because he had to do up early for work, so we had to be quiet. And there were so many moments where I almost screamed, and that was one of them. Mental. It was a great show though. I just think the second night under-delivered for me, but the main event with Edge, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns was just. It was yeah. It was.
I watched that in the gym. I was like trying not to pop, just like screaming in the gym. I was like, yeah, I enjoyed that.
It's a great match, really great. Edge and AJ Styles for me are my two favorites of all time.
Yeah.
So it would have been what are your goals for 2020, but well. What 2021 when wrestling's to return? What would be your goals and aspirations for when wrestling's to return?
Just to wrestle as much as I can. Like I feel like over lockdown it's kind of clicked to me a lot more. So I'm really excited to kind of like put that into practice. Yeah. And I just want to wrestle everywhere. I want to like get on some more, like get more known around the country. I would love to like fly out somewhere and wrestle like in another country. Like that'd be really, really cool. And I really hope I get to like experience that soon because I'd love that. Like I'd love to like go to Japan. That'd be really, really interesting. Maybe go to Mexico. That really intrigues me. America, like the American like women's wrestling scene over there is incredible. Like I follow like bits of it, and some of the women that I see that are coming out are just being pumped out there constantly. Like they're so incredible. So yeah, maybe traveling a bit more when it comes to coming back to wrestling because I just want to wrestle as many people as possible. And I feel like it's quite restrictive like at the minute here because it's like I feel like it's like a bunch of women and it's always like we're all wrestling the same women. So I feel like I can kind of like I've wrestled the same women so many times, which is I enjoy it, but it'd be nice to learn from other people at the same time.
Yeah, I get that.
And obviously going out to different countries as well, that'd be like doing that and being in another country at the same time. Wrestling a lot more people just in general in England and stuff, just trying to wrestle as many people around here. When the Futureshock belt back, please. I would enjoy that.
Yes. Yes, me too. Yes.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just wrestling, really. I just want to kind of get stuck in again. Wrestle more, wrestle everyone. Yeah, just want to wrestle.
I think we've reached that point now, haven't we? We just want everything to go back.
I'm so fed up, and I mean, like, we all are, and it's really hard for everyone, and you know, like it's so difficult, but it's quite nice now. Like, a few shows have been announced, and there's some Debbie Downers that are like, oh, you know, it's not gonna happen, but I try and just keep positive about it, because there's gonna have to be then some, like, the end's gonna come eventually. There's got to be an end, you know. And now everyone's vaccinated and stuff. I'm hoping that maybe not even just wrestling, but like just for the world to get back to normal as well for everyone else, you know, because it's not just wrestlers that are struggling. You know, it's everyone is, you know, there's so many aspects in life where people are struggling. So it'd just be so nice just for the world to go back to normal. For me, it'd be for wrestling, but I don't really do. I'm quite a boring person, but yeah, I've seen those shows be announced. It's so, I can just feel it in my chest. It's like, oh my God, it's, you know, this time round it might work, and we might be able to get shows back and running, and, you know, might be able to wrestle again. And it's really nerve-wracking because I feel like I forgot how to just do wrestling things. But it's really nice. I keep thinking that I forgot how to do my entrance. Or like, I was sat thinking the other day, like, how do I get out of the ring once I've like finished my match? I forgot how to get out. Like, what if I lose? What am I supposed to do again? Like, I just forget like the most simple things. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's like riding the bike. Once you get back into it, it'll all come back.
I know. It's just me being awkward. Just an idiot. But yeah, I'm so excited for shows to come back.
So am I.
I think we all are. I think we've kind of got to that point now where you're just kind of counting down the days now. Yeah.
We'll get there. They're announced, and as you said, people are vaccinated, so I can see this being good. I'm really looking forward to this. It'd be normality again, watching people beat each other up in spandex.
I've got new gear to debut as well. There's so much money on that. I'm like, and here I am, can't bloody wear it. Heartbreaking.
You'll get there. Maybe. Well, Hollie, do you have anything to plug? Any social media or anything?
Just my Twitter and my Instagram, really. Just I think it's Hollie Barlow _ I think my Twitter and Instagram is. And then my big cartel. I've just got new merch out. So yeah. That's all I've got to plug, really. Not really got many things to plug. But yeah, just my social medias, really.
Okie doke. Well, Hollie, thank you very much. I thoroughly
Thank you for
appreciate
having me.
It was a pleasure. Okay. Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, everyone.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.